Hello and a warm welcome to May to all my friends over in Willowdale and Newtonbrook East. Here's this month's, housing market update. I'll get right into it and some very interesting numbers specifically. You guys, because you know that I do a GTA-wide housing market update as well. I did it a couple of days ago. Some folks have been seeing it. And I got to tell you, Willowdale East, Newtonbrook East, you guys are ahead of the pack. And I'll show you what that means. Let's have a look real quick, minimize myself here and get right to the subject at hand. So May 2023, obviously I'll have April stats, but it is the month of May, warmer weather, et cetera, et cetera. So buyers, right off the bat, competition is strong, inventory is lower. You have to move quick. You can't be lazy and lackadaisical, and you do have to, absolutely have to, know your numbers. Sellers, we're at or near 2022 prices. I'll show you some stuff that'll probably surprise you a little bit. And of course, what are you waiting for? So have a look. So right off the bat, I wanted to show, first of all, there's always a bit of value here. That's the whole point of this. I try to provide value specifically to our area. There's not a lot of people doing something local. I put the word local in here. So there it is. So please hit like and subscribe. I'll probably have a lot more views over the past few months have not been much at all. Basically, I haven't been pumping it out at all. Have not been really emphasizing it. I don't get anything for it, but you get updated when I do a housing market update. And of course, I do have that software. It's in the description of the video at the bottom. If you click on that, you put in your address. It goes to you automatically. You find out if someone hits the market in your area and if somebody sells in your area. It's a really good idea to keep in touch, keep abreast of what's happening in terms of values in your area. Of course, if you don't want to do any of that, you can contact me and I'll get that to you directly. So here you go. Right off the bat, I wanted to show this. I thought this was funny. I use this in my GTA-wide market update as well. So at the top is CMHC predicts continued decline in Canadian housing market. And that was just at the end of April. Absolutely ridiculous. CMHC has been wrong so many times. As I mentioned in my other update, me and my colleagues start to think, well, you know what, maybe this is some sort of a conspiracy they're doing. Maybe they're doing 4D chess on everybody while we're all playing checkers, as I said before. So anyway, at the same time, basically a week later, different article, 57% of GTA neighborhoods are in overbidding territory. So the bottom is facts. These are numbers and statistics. This is a horrible prediction that is already very wrong. In fact, if anything has declined, it was in January, February, which was the time to buy, of course, as we all know. I had mentioned it even at the end of 2022. Not everyone listened. Unfortunately, a little too late. So that's the case here. CMHC, extremely wrong. Got to be careful, guys. Be careful what you're listening to. Even if it's on CP24, it's on the news, it's on magazine articles, it's on Facebook article. You see the clickbait kind of stuff. Please be careful with that. Here's the facts. Numbers of Willowdale, Newtonbrook East. So, guys, notice the big green blob. I just circled the whole thing. You know why? Because it's quite amazing, considering everything that's happened. The insane interest rate hikes. What is it? 20, from the beginning to end, like 20 times the original number. But look at here. Properties sold in our area specifically. 117 last month versus 115 in April of 2022. The same thing. I did the math anyway, just for you guys, but honestly, it's the same thing. Average price, also pretty much the same thing. That's amazing. Because on average, prices in GTA-wide, I think, was it 7 or 8%? So down from April of 2022. Not in this beautiful part of North York East. So average price, pretty much the same. I mean, look at it. 191,000 versus 199. Very, very similar. So what's 8,000 between friends, right? So new listings. Here's the red part. Here's I'm not going to say I don't like it, but this is where, if anything, this is where the advantage could be for you homeowners in Willowdale and Newtonbrook East. New listings down 40%. We need more listings. We need people to hit the market. Active listings down 41% as well. So we're selling. Things are happening, but the inventory is not fantastic. It's good. It's decent. There's stuff out there, and not everything always sells right away, but quite a few things do. Average prices, property days on market. Forget the listing part because sometimes people relist. The actual realistic average is 30 days. And of course, that means some homes are sitting in the market for a long time. Maybe they're overpriced. Maybe they're very expensive. 4 or 5 million, that range. And others, especially around the 2 million range, high ones, low twos, they're selling fast. Last month in Willowdale East specifically, I'll mention that as an example, I saw several homes sell in 2 days or less. And the price ranges were anywhere from about 2 million to over 4 million, which tells you that there's definitely interest. Why? Well, beautiful area. So, notice here, detached. Detached took a real beating in 2022. Notice here, detached in our area up 9%. Now, of course, that's a month basis. Maybe next month is not going to be quite the same, whatever. But the point is, we're not in the negatives. We're not even flat. 9%. That's significant. No semis sold. Townhomes about the same thing. Price, honestly, I think it was like $1,000 difference. So not a huge difference. But again, that's amazing. If you think about it, that's utterly amazing. That's already flat, and it's only April. And condos are still down 4%, which again is not much compared to 2021. We're way up. And undoubtedly, before the end of summer, I think all of these are going to be in the pluses. Pretty amazing. So onward. Inflation rates. Why I don't think the prices are coming down. Somebody still asked me just this morning if the prices are possibly going to come down this year. Absolutely not. They're already going up. You've seen the prices in terms of this. Month over month, we're up as well. And here's the inflation rates. So we don't have April yet because we're going to find it, I think, May 18th, and it's not May 18th quite yet. But 4.3% here, and we're at 5.9 at the beginning of the year. We're probably going to be in the high threes, I'm guessing, for April last month once the number comes out, which is amazing. We want to get down to our 2%. But the point is we'll probably be 3 or lower by the end of the year. That's amazing. Next inflation update is May 16th or 16th. So we'll find that out soon. By the way, our neighbors down south just found out U.S. inflation rate as of April is 4.93. It was 4.98 before. So they're probably, after that quarter up increase in U.S. mortgage rates, Canada was flat twice now. They actually might stay flat or maybe even go down. I don't know. But the point is, the idea that the rates are going to be going tremendously higher, no, because inflation's coming down. And if for us in the GTA, in Canada, in Ontario, in the GTA, the thought that the prices are going to go down for any reason, it's too late. January, February was the time. So for homeowners, good for you. Equity's moving up. So we get right to the summary because I don't want to make this too long. Buyers, or if you're thinking of buying this, some of this is from last month, still a great time to buy. Honestly, it is because it's only going to go up from here. You missed out on the ground floor. Sorry, got to tell you the truth. I'm never going to lie to you guys. January, February was the time to buy, as I had mentioned then and in the end of 22. But here's the thing. You have to know your numbers. If you're going to buy now, and you should if you're out looking, you have to know your numbers. So what I mean by that is you have to know your pre-approval numbers, know what you can afford, and we're going to talk to sellers shortly, so I'm going to discuss the selling and buying aspect of things. But you have to know your numbers. How much is the house that you're going to put an offer in on actually worth, especially if it's a multiple offer situation? Yeah, not only is the emotional aspect of it what you're willing to pay, but is what you're willing to pay even close to what the actual value is. You don't want to underpay, and you don't want to overpay, by the way. I've seen a little bit of that sometimes. So stop hesitating and procrastinating. Guys, if you're going to hit the market, stop procrastinating. But as I say that, I also say this little caveat. Generally, prices are only going up. That's the trajectory. That's the way it is. There may be a slightly less competition. So there may be a bit of an open spot in terms of less competition, not lower price, in the summer, but it's not guaranteed. So keep this in mind, and keep in mind the monthly increases. So the longer you wait, the more expensive the home you're going to buy is going to be. So that said, basically the best advice I can give you, and the honest truth, what I tell my clients right now, if you were my buyer right now, I would tell you this. Let's go looking now. Let's get acquainted with the market. Let's get acquainted with the numbers, and keep looking. Is there going to be more opportunity maybe in the summer? I don't know. Maybe not. But the point is, you want to do it now because the perfect house might come up now. You want to be ready for it. That's buyers. Sellers, a bit of good news, certainly. Did you see the average prices of the month? Did you notice? Detached up 9% from April of 2022. That's pretty crazy considering. Many homes, all price ranges that didn't sell before, and I saw this, sold last month in April. Homes that were sitting on the market end of last year, second half of 22, into the fall, into the winter, even in the beginning of this year, because things were still a little wobbly in the first 2 months. They finally sold in April, a lot of them. That was nice to see. I'm sure those sellers were happy. If you were one of them, good for you. Many new listings sold in less than a week. I mentioned that before. Many listings in April sold in less than a week. And just now in the first week of May, I'm noticing kind of the same thing. Not all, let's be honest. It's not going to be everything. Not everyone has $4 million. But that said, there have been some in that price range quickly sold. So same advice I've given to buyers, I'll tell you sellers, especially if you're going to be buying and selling. So meaning you're selling your place, you're moving, you're downsizing, you're upsizing, you're moving elsewhere, maybe outside the province, whatever. You have to know your numbers. In this case, it's not just what you can afford. You have to know how much your house is worth, what your value is, how much your mortgage is. If you have a mortgage left on the home, how much that is, basically how much equity you have in your house. Then you have to know then what you can afford. Are the areas you're looking at are places you can afford something? That's one. Two, whether you're going to buy or sell first. You need to know the days on market, the areas where you're looking, and you know the days on market in your area specifically. So if you're in Newtonbrook, Willowdale, you saw already some of the numbers there, but maybe more specifically to your type of property, we'd have to nail it down specifically. And here's the point. Then you find out, okay, if where I'm buying has a very short time and where I'm selling has a longer time, well, then I have to decide. Do I give myself lots of time to sell and buy first because I can find something? or do I want to sell first, know exactly how much money I have, and then go looking? And of course, depending on how much equity you have, you could be flexible. You could be able to buy and then work to sell your house. If you don't sell your house exactly the same day or close on the same day as you purchase, you're okay because you have tons of equity. You can do a bridge loan and those kinds of things. The point is, I don't want to convolute this any further, but you have to have a strategy. You have to know your numbers. It's not as convoluted as it sounds, I hope, because if we meet up in person, I'll walk you through the whole game plan and you guys would know specifically what to do because you have numbers, you have your psychology involved, and timing. So, all that said, that's an update for Willowdale and Newtonbrook East. Two amazing areas. I'll be in the area again tomorrow, getting through, talking to some homeowners. It's just in nice weather. It's a beautiful place to be. Guys, I will see you in June of this year with the next update. If you have any questions, contact me. As always, guys, trying to provide value because that's kind of the point of this. I've got clients. I've got stuff I want to be doing. But I want you guys to have proper information. I would hate for you not to have the right information because Lord knows what's out there on the news and everything else. And you saw the first couple of slides. Hit like and subscribe. I'll notify you of any in your neighbor homes that hits the market and what it sells for. If you leave your information, click the link, put your address and everything. That's it. I'm not going to harass you with anything, throw a bunch of weird listings at you or any kind of advertisements. It's just me. And if you like and subscribe, you'll get more of these updates once a month. You take care. I'll see you next.